there, welcome to Inkquiring Minds. My name is Doug and I'm back with another fountain pen review. About 2.5 years ago, I celebrated reaching 10,000 subscribers by giving away a Laban 325 fountain pen in ocean blue. I always regretted giving away that fountain pen because I loved it so much. I'd always intended to replace it with another. Well, just recently, Joost Appelbaum sent me this gorgeous Laban 325 fountain pen in the new Jonathan Brooks acrylic resin called Teal Abalone. Joost loaned me this fountain pen for review, but I can tell you right now, he's not getting it back because now it's mine.
This is mine.
What's that, Basil?
So let's look at this beautiful Jonathan Brooks fountain pen right now. I reached out to my friend Joost Appelbaum and asked him for a couple of pens to review, and he very kindly sent me these. I also got a number of pens from Joost through Stephen Brown, which you're going to see fairly soon, but we'll do a review of this Magna Carta in this lovely acrylic called Urban Amberine. And what's interesting about this Magna Carta is that it has a Fude nib. There's this, it's not a fountain pen, but it's from Pininfarina. This is in a walnut, heavy walnut box, and this is an endless pencil that sits in its own stand just like that. But let's get to what Joost has just sent me today. It's in the familiar green Appelbaum box. Let's open this up, and there's a nice card from Joost and a couple of stroopwafels. Yum yum. And this is not edible. We have a larger one and a smaller one. And they're all nicely wrapped by Appelbaum. I always like the way they wrap this stuff. So when you get a pen from Appelbaum, it's like getting a present. And this is a Laban Glacier Abalone Cream. Fine nib. And there it is in its drawer. Nice Laban case with the gold foil, refill your soul by writing. And this little drawer case. And we have a Laban bookmark and a catalog, warranty information. And let's get this out of its condom to take a look at it. And this is in fact a Laban 325. And it is in a special acrylic. It has the ivory kind of acrylic on the cap and the bottom finial, but the acrylic in the center is a Jonathan Brooks acrylic called Teal Abalone. And that does look like abalone shell. I just love Jonathan Brooks acrylics. I know that some of you do as well. And there's the nib, and it is a fine Jovo steel nib. So you'll see this review real soon. I'll show you the parts and features of this pen, including some size comparisons and measurements, and I'll also provide a writing sample. After that, I'll talk about what I like and what I don't like so much about this fountain pen. Overall, this is not a small pen. It measures in at about 150 millimeters in length when capped, and it weighs in at 36 grams. And here it is with a Pilot Metropolitan for scale. The overall shape is a domed cap and cigar-shaped end finial with a nicely shaped tapering gold metal clip. But it's the Brooks acrylic that really makes this pen stand out. The cap section and end finial are all made of ivory acrylic, which is really interesting, is it has some striations in the acrylic which make it look like ivory or bone. Not sure whether it'll show up in camera or not. Let's get closer. And you can see some of those creamy colored striations in the cap. Look at that. Beautiful. It certainly doesn't show up in the photos on the websites, how gorgeous that ivory material is. And of course the barrel is this beautiful Jonathan Brooks acrylic called Teal Abalone. It truly does look like an abalone shell with its deep chatoyance and swirls of ivory, teal blue, purple, and pink. From the top, we see the domed top finial, which is capped with the Laban medallion, the script L, and the laurel leaves around it. Then there are two thin gold bands, and the gold metal clip extends from the cap, has a slight taper to it, and is nicely springy and usable. The cap tapers up to a domed gold metal band that has Laban laser etched in the front, and then the cap tapers down to 2 gold bands surrounding another piece of ivory acrylic, and then the slightly tapering barrel of Jonathan Brooks acrylic, another gold band separating the barrel from the end finial of that ivory acrylic. The cap unscrews with 1 3/4 of a turn to reveal the tapering ivory acrylic section with a small flare towards a number 6 size Jovo steel fine nib and black plastic feed. The section is very comfortable in the hand, and those threads are not sharp at all. Let's look a little closer at this nib. It is a standard Jovo, as I said, with the Jovo swoop on it and F on the side stamped in. That's the way the Jovo nibs come stock. And then Laban has engraved 3952 Laban and Germany into the top of the nib with a laser. The 3952 refers to the height of the Yushan Mountain, the highest mountain in Taiwan, in meters. The nib and feed are part of a nib assembly that unscrews for maintenance or replacement. Unscrewing the section reveals the standard international converter, which is branded with Laban, and this pen will take standard international cartridges. The tail of the section is metal, as are the threads inside the barrel. As you see inside the barrel, there is a metal insert, which gives this pen a little bit of heft. Of course, those threads are metal on metal. Inside of the cap, we see a ledge milled into the acrylic that meets up with the top of the section to seal the nib from evaporation. The cap will post, but not deeply or securely, so I would say it's not usable posted. But unposted, it is extremely well balanced in the hand and beautiful. It's an actually fairly thick barrel, and it fills up my hand nicely. This Laban 325 is a limited edition, which sells for $178.99 US on the Applebaum website. It's available in 2 versions, one with an ivory cap and end finial and section, just like this one, and the other with a black cap, end finial, and section. Now let's look at some size comparisons. And here is the Laban 325 with a Wingsung 630, which is exactly the same size as a Mont Blanc 149, a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 in Stardust, a Leonardo Momento Zero in Blue Hawaii, and a Pelican M800 in blue and black stripe. Now let's look at them posted. And here they are posted. The 325 does not post, but the rest of them post nicely. The Wingsung 630 has a number 8 size 14 karat nib. The rest of these are steel, with the exception of the Pelican, which is an 18 karat gold. Now let's look at them unposted. And here they are unposted. They're all very comfortable in the hand unposted, with these 3 being very large and girthy. Now let's look at some measurements, and I'll be back with a writing sample. And we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper, and this is the Laban. That wasn't a skip. This pen has been open for a bit. 325 in Brooks Teal Abalone. Let's check the wetness. Well, it's really wet, and that nib is very smooth. Right out of the box. Very nice. And the ink, I had to get an ink that would sort of represent all of the beautiful colors that are going on in here. And so I chose Robert Oster Fire and Ice, which is a lovely shading and sheening blue ink. You might be able to start seeing some of that here. Let's get in closer here so I can show you this. It's teal towards the top, and then it goes purple down towards the bottom. And then when you tilt it, maybe you can see this in the light in some angles. There, maybe you can see some of that red sheen on the word abalone. As to line variation, there's not much to be had. It's a steel Jovo nib, a little bit of bounce, not as stiff as Chinese steel. And this nib produces a 0.5 millimeter line, which is in fact a Western fine, surprisingly. or Japanese fine to medium on my Richard Binder line width chart, which you can find linked in the description below. And for our quote. And for some reverse writing, it's very thin and quite scratchy. That could be buffed out if you need to reverse this nib. And for some quick writing. No issues with that feed keeping up at all. Very juicy. So what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? Well, I love everything about this fountain pen. I'm thrilled to own one again. I find the appearance of this pen exquisite. The ivory and gold are beautifully complemented by the luscious Jonathan Brooks turned acrylic barrel. In my opinion, the ivory version is visually superior to the black version. Again, your mileage may vary, but I don't find the black version visually appealing. The Laban 325 is available, and there are other non-limited edition finishes that are slightly less expensive, priced at $140 US, that are available. I had one in the ocean blue, which is very nice. The Jowo steel nib is very nice right out of the box, but I'll likely switch to a medium or a 1.1 stub in the future for this pen. Thanks go out to Joost Applebaum for providing this pen for review and allowing me to keep it. And there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And you can join as a member of my channel for only 99 cents a month, and I guarantee I'll answer your comments in the comment section, and you'll get cool emojis, badges, sneak peek unboxing videos, as well as instant access to my videos the moment I post them. And that just leaves it for me to say, thank you. Watching. And that's all she wrote.
I made this.